Hey everyone, welcome to the first lecture of Chapter 8, and today we're talking about third conjugation, present tense. Okay, so far in the book we've talked about first and second conjugation. Remember that first conjugation ends with an ARE in its infinitive, and second conjugation ends with a long ERE. And now I'm going to give you a couple of examples of third conjugation verbs. So one example would be ago, agere, which means to do. And what distinguishes third conjugation is that it has a short ERE in its infinitive, as opposed to second conjugation verbs like dokeo, dokere, which have a long ERE. So that macron there is very important because it distinguishes second conjugation dokeo from or dokere from third conjugation agere. Okay, so ago agere is one example of a third conjugation verb. Another example of a third conjugation verb would be kado, kadere. Another one in our chapter 8 is kuro, kurare. Kado means to fall. It's where we get cascade, like a waterfall cascades. And kuro kurare, which means to run. Kuro is where we get the word courier, like someone who delivers messages. Okay, so those are all examples of third conjugation verbs. Now we're going to set up a chart and we're going to conjugate in the active. Okay, so we're going to have first, second, and third person, and up top singular and plural. And for our sample verb, we're going to use the verb peto, which is also in this chapter. So peto, petere, petiwi, petitum. And peto means to seek, or it can also mean to ask. And so peto is going to be our verb. And in order to conjugate third conjugation, the process is a little different. Normally we take off the RE from the infinitive, but with third conjugation we have to take off the entire ERE to get the stem. And so I'm going to write that stem throughout the chart. So with third conjugation, we say that it has a consonant stem because the stem doesn't end in a vowel, because we have to take away the whole ERE. That's different from first and second. For first and second, we just drop the RE from the infinitive, but third's a little different. Okay, just like in first and second, my first principal part is also the first singular active. So to that, I just add an O, so peto. But now I have to add in an I. So I add in an I as my stem vowel, so it's a consonant stem, but I add in the vowel. And then when I get to third plural, I add in a U. Okay, so this looks a little different from first and second. Okay, now I'm going to add my endings. I already have the O ending. Now I'm going to add S, T, mus, tis, ent. Okay, so when we conjugate it, we pronounce it, it's peto, petis, petit, petimus, petitis, petunt. And the translations are all the same. Peto would be I seek. Okay, petis, you seek. Petit, he, she, or it seeks. Petimus, we seek. Petitis, you all seek. Understood, the all is always understood. And petunt, they seek. Okay, so a couple things we have to get used to with third conjugation. We have to get used to dropping the whole ERE, then we have to add in our I's, and then for third plural it changes to a U. Okay, so that's a lot of new stuff to get used to there. And then after that we add in our endings, OST, most to sent. Okay, and that was for the active. Now we're going to conjugate peto in the passive. Okay, so I'm going to set up a new chart with first, second, and third person, and singular and plural. Okay, I'm going to use peto again. This time we'll just put the first two principal parts. So peto, petere. Okay, and I'm going to again take away the whole ERE from my stem, and I'm going to write the stem. Which, remember, is a consonant stem because it doesn't end in a vowel, ends in a consonant. Okay, and this time, just like in the active, I'm going to add in the O. Okay, and then normally I would add in I's and then the U, but there is an exception here. In second person singular passive, second singular passive, there is an E instead of an I. Okay, it's just one of those weird exceptions in language that happens in every language that you just kind of have to learn and memorize. Okay, so we change it to an E, then we go back to an I. And then third plural is still a U. Okay, now that we've done that, and we've remembered our exceptional E in second singular passive, okay, third conjugation, now we're going to add in our endings. So we have R, ris, ter, mer, mini, enter for our passive endings. So when we pronounce these, petor, peteris, that's a short E, peteris, petitur, petimer, petimini, petuntur. And when we translate these, remember it's passive, so that means that the action is being done to the subject. So I am sought. Okay, sought is the passive of seek. You are sought, peteris, you are sought out by someone else. Petitor, he, she, or it is sought. Okay, petimer, we are sought. Petimini, you all are sought. And petunter, they are sought. Okay, and so now we know how to conjugate third conjugation in present active and present passive, and the types of verbs that fit this model are some of the verbs that are introduced in Chapter 8, so ago, agere, kado, kadere, kuro, kurere, peto, petere. And so thanks for tuning in, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next time.